When you first start working with email, you may be a little bit confused by all the different terms and numbers. In this video, I'm going to explain what these different numbers mean and what numbers you should really pay attention to. I also created this cheat sheet for you as well. If you want to get a copy for yourself, just click on the link in the description below and you can download it for yourself. There are 6 key email metrics that you should be paying attention to from the beginning. And the first that we're going to look at is called open rate. The open rate is the number of people who open up an email. For example, if you sent this email to 100 people and 35 of those 100 open up the email, that would give you a 35% open rate. The key with the open rate is you are trying to increase the number of people who open up each one of your emails, whether it's by 1%, 5%, or 10%. Because when you get more people opening up your emails, that gives you an extra opportunity to present them with whatever it is that you're offering or you're selling. And one of the key things that determines whether somebody opens an email is the subject line. This is the biggest influence on whether someone opens up the email or not. This means that you can experiment with different subject lines and different types of subject lines. For example, you could include their name in the subject line to see if that gives a boost in the open rate. The next metric that we're going to look at is called the click-through rate. This is the number of people who clicked on a link in your email. If you send 100 emails and 10 people click on a link that you had in the email, this will give you a 10% click-through rate. In your email, you might have a link to one of your products. You might have a link to one of your blog posts. One of the key things with email is that this is the traffic source that you own, and you need to be able to direct the traffic where you want to go. Otherwise, it's going to be of no value. So if you can't get them to click on one of your links to go visit your blog, go visit your products, then it's not going to be very beneficial. The next one we're going to look at is called the unsubscribe rate. This is the percentage of people who unsubscribe for each email that is sent out. For example, if you send out 100 emails and you get one person who unsubscribes, that would give you a 1% unsubscribe rate. You want this rate to be as low as possible. When you go back and look at your email metrics, examine why a certain email got a higher unsubscribe rate. Then you can figure out what it was that caused that and change that aspect for future emails. The next metric is called bounce rate. This is the percentage of undelivered emails. So you send out an email, but for some reason it wasn't able to be delivered to the person who was supposed to receive it. If you send out 100 emails and 2 of them aren't deliverable, that will give you a 2% bounce rate. There are 2 types of bounces. There are soft bounces and there are hard bounces. A hard bounce is when an email is sent to an email address that doesn't even exist. This can happen if somebody goes to sign up for whatever you're offering and they enter in a fake email address or they mistype their email address. A soft bounce is when an address does exist, but the email inbox can't receive the message. So for some reason, it could be that their inbox is full and they aren't able to receive any more messages. Your email service provider should automatically remove email addresses that have bounced from your email list. ActiveCampaign, for example, automatically removes hard bounces. And if an email soft bounces a couple times, then it will also be automatically removed. You want this to happen to make sure that your list stays clean and that your deliverability of emails is very high. The next one we're going to look at is the conversion rate. This is the most important metric of all of your metrics. This is more important than your open rate. It's more important than your click-through rate. This is the percentage of people who complete an offer that you made to them. So if you send an email to 100 people and 3 of those people purchase because of that email, then you have a 3% conversion rate. It's important to keep this metric as the key focus. Your emails may have great open rates and they may have great click-through rates, but if they aren't converting into sales, then it's going to be difficult for you to justify investing money in your email marketing, investing time in it. So it needs to be converting into some kind of a revenue generator. So the most important metric is your conversion rate. The final metric that we'll look at is called your list growth rate. This gives you an indication of how fast your list is growing. To calculate monthly growth, here's what you would do. You would start with how many emails you had a month ago. Then you would find out how many emails you increased over the last 30 days. Say, if we had a month ago, we had 1,000 emails, and then in the last 30 days, we added another 50. We would just calculate that by going and dividing 50 by 1,000, and that would give us 5%. This means that our list is growing at 5% a month. So you know what the 6 most important email metrics are. The most important one is your conversion rate. However, you still want to be paying attention to all 6. They will all give you useful information. When you go back and look at the performance of your emails, look at each of these areas, each of these metrics, find out what you did right in each email and find out what you did wrong, and do this by looking at the metrics and using these. If you want to download this cheat sheet so you can save it on your desktop or print out a copy for yourself, just click on the link below and you can download it for yourself. And if you have any questions about email metrics specifically, post them in the comments below.